Saturday morning, and we left Seattle, drove up to basically Everett, Mukilteo, and we took the ferry to Whidbey Island.
Very short ferry ride. We come here often, and this time we're actually coming to take some photos for a client.
So unlike our other travel adventures, this time we actually have a mission, and that mission is to take travel and wine and lifestyle photos for the Whidbey Island Tourism Board. So we're going to take you along in that adventure.
Alright, we're going to go into an antique mall just to see what's going on.
Found Santa.
Yes, Santa is apparently an antique in Whidbey. It's interesting to see antique stores because, I mean, everybody thinks that your grandma's house is the most trivial thing, but there's actually a lot more nuance and depth to it. We found some very old ice skates right here.
Oh, look at
It's a tiny little cup. Oregon Seaside. Yeah, we were at that circle. Yeah, we actually showed right here.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. You can't help but feel the world of yesterday had more charm and dignity sometimes. When
Definitely was more detailed and artistic.
now everything is made of plastic and aluminum.
It comes from China.
And comes from China. Here things actually used to come from France.
When you travel, you get inspired or you get souvenirs and you bring them back and furnish your house.
Made in occupied Japan. This one, for example, has a lot of stuff from France and Paris because that's what was cool before. Oh wow, it's a harmonica.
Look, it's like they're just...
I thought it was a microchip.
Yeah, me too actually. So is that a USB thing? Oh, you know what this is? Cowrie shell.
Seychelles, yeah.
Yeah. I used to find these all over the beach growing up. Right now, not anymore because people have come and destroyed a lot of the shells. But back before people did that, you could find whole shells like this.
And wool coats.
Nice, decent prices for wool.
Wow, look at all these little ones.
Alright, so we just wrapped up at Mutiny Bay Antiques. This was actually a former Ace Hardware, which moved across the street. So now it's an antique store. It's been here for about 7 to 10 years. The shopkeeper, Claire, was nice enough to let us film. Thank you very much, Claire. But we had a great time looking at all the antiques inside, and we highly recommend stopping by if you're in Whidbey Island.
Wow, it's extremely wide. Oh, it's a cool painting here. Oil. Really, it's a $47 oil painting.
Why not?
We may buy it and
Yeah,
put...
art is expensive.
Yeah, and you normally would get a print for this, but this looks like oil to me. Like this.
This is a good point to be made about antique stores.
Yeah.
Is that a lot of things right now, they cost a lot of money, but if you get them as antiques or in antique stores, they're significantly discounted and sometimes they're better quality.
It's actual oil, right?
Yeah.
It's cool. Alright, let's get it.
Oh, wow.
Cool, so it's 47.
Yeah.
We arrived at our second destination, the cafe in the woods at the Mukilteo coffee roaster. It's looking pretty nice, and it actually is in the woods, so let's see what we find here. Alright, we're at this place called Cafe in the Woods, and we got seriously big burrito here. We underestimated the size of the orders, so this burrito would feed us both. But we also have a huge pancake and a bagel with a lot of salmon, and everything looks amazing. Finally, this place was awesome. It surprised on the positive side quite a lot. And the interior was amazing, the setting is great, and owner and the manager came by and invited us inside as well, in the back where the coffee roasting was being done.
So we're usually closed back here on Saturday, so that's why it seems kind of slower now, but normally there's people on the line. This is basically pouring out exactly how much coffee needs to go into the bag, and then they seal it, and then they box it, and that's going to China, and that's going to China. Actually, I think these are going to Hong Kong. Yeah, so Hong Kong. These are all roasted beans already. We try to roast all of our coffee and keep it super, super fresh. So this is like mainly for the cafe on Saturdays, and then these are empty. So he basically like cleans them out and then has everything ready to be poured into the bins for packaging. And this is one of the roasters. This is Beth. She's one of the owners.
Hi. Hi, welcome. Thank you. We got the best person showing you around. I wish we were roasting. If you're ever back, like Monday through Friday, we'll be roasting and you could see that.
Okay, well,
so,
we may take you up on that, yeah.
good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a Monday. The cafe's closed, but we're here, and so you can come back here and we can have a whole tour. Then you can smell it, you see it, everything.
Which goes back to the point that when you come to smaller towns off the beaten path, you're gonna get treated really, really well. Well, they left you a little welcome message here.
They did! I'm so excited. So we're staying here at the Quintessa, and I think it's like a vacation house rental. On their website, they actually advertise having groups and weddings here. So it looks like it's a really big, big spot that can be rented out, and we're gonna go check it out.
This
It's a really nice backyard.
Yeah, you see the sea from here.
We could totally have like a little group family reunion, do a wedding here.
Or just come with the homies.
Come with the homies.
The
But
bros.
there's a 10 p.m. curfew though,
Oh,
so you know,
well,
you
can't come with the
you
bros.
can't rage too hard out here.
The struggles. Oh, it opens. We're entering here, the secret cottage in the woods that has a website. It's that secret. Okay, very cool. Whoa, we have a little package here too.
So we're gonna have to use for our wine bottle shoot
When is the wine bottle shoot?
3:30. So our next destination, we have a little break.
Oh, we have to
After
bring
this-
them to that?
Yeah, after this we need to go and do some wine. Oh, we have a hat.
Oh, yeah. What does it say? Whidbey Island. It's a denim cat. We have
We
a
have
whole bag of chocolates.
Lavender lemon shortbread cookies, so we don't have
Nice.
to eat the kindling.
Ah, yes. Not this trip. Ooh,
Nice. Hand lotion.
goat milk.
Always love that.
We can cover ourselves
Oh,
in
look, we have
goat milk.
smoked mussels if we need a snack tonight.
Well, I think we
Our-
have an enormous burrito, but yeah, we can eat
our
mussels
enormous
too.
burrito. We have roca fins. Almond roca. This is actually their factories in Tacoma.
Ah,
So it
yeah,
makes
we've
sense
been
that
there.
We have some roca things.
He says we should take the spoiled dog. Oh, two spoiled dog. And
Oh,
then
yeah, okay. So we're going to want to use these for props. And same with these chocolates. So we have Ghirardelli, which is from San Francisco.
It is actually,
Not
yes.
from here. But here we go. Sweet Mona's Chocolate Boutique from Whidbey Island. We have a little lounge area. We have TV in here.
Aha. Oh, we have VHS.
Yes. What do we got? We have Love Actually, Little Women, Forrest Gump. Nice. Oh, big bathroom. Bathtub even, so you can have a little garden view.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, that's cool.
You can sit here and enjoy the forest. This is the lodging for us, except there's also this really nice deck with a view of the sea. Yeah, and a little gazebo. People use this property for weddings. This is now January, early January, which is really the peak of winter. And we're on Whidbey Island, we're wearing very little clothing. On Whidbey there's a big rain shadow by the Olympic Mountains, which stops all the storms and the winds of the winter. And if you look at the precipitation map of Washington, Whidbey Island, where we are right now, is near Seattle, where it rains a lot, but it is the least rainy part of Western Washington. So Oftentimes it's miserable in Seattle on the mainland. You just move over to this island and it's sunny.
Alright, so we made it to our accommodations for the night, and now we're going to head out to Spoiled Dog Winery, which is actually the main mission that we have on this trip, is to go to the winery and take some lifestyle wine and chocolate shots.
We made it to the Spoiled Dog Winery here, and we're about to see if they're ready for us, and we can begin our photo shoot a little early because it's dark. It's like a barn-looking building inside where they make the wine and serve some of it, I'm sure. And by the look of what I see through the windows, I think you're right that it's going to be very dark. And you're connecting your camera wirelessly to the flash, which then goes to a softbox. Oh yeah. Yesterday's wine and steak, and today's wine and chocolate.
Can't do that without light.
That was natural light.
No.
No, fake light? It looks pretty natural.
Well, I had a window here.
Okay.
This was maybe natural.
Thank you, Karen.
So this was not.
Thank you.
But then when you flip over, that's natural. So it just depends on what you want to achieve with your photos.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out some lighting here. I might need you to have you to.
Yeah, I'll help. Our photo shot spilled onto the outside of the barn out here.
The lighting is actually pretty good. Another thing about living in the Northwest is that when it's overcast, it's actually perfect photography lighting because it's a giant softbox. So you have no shadows. And realistically, we should have probably been out here the whole time because it's a lot easier to shoot out here.
Our photo shoot is over and it's time to relax. We woke up kind of late because that place, the Quintessa, was way too comfortable, so we slept until like 10ish.
I'm so excited. So we're staying here at the Quintessa, and I think it's like a vacation house rental.
But now we're on the coast proper, and it looks gorgeous and sunny even though it's January.
Weather looks really mild. We passed a lot of farms driving back to town. So it looks like, yeah, there's a lot of people living here, and we're about to go try to find breakfast because the place we tried to go to last night was not open for dinner. So we tried another place which actually started to have a roof leak.
Almost striking out here because no more food.
So we had to find a third place.
Yeah,
And
but it was a great third place.
Yeah, it was great. So I had clams and sausage, and you had what, fish and chips?
Hit Rock fish and chips, yeah. Now we're up for the first place that was actually on our list to check what that is out, and then we'll do some coastal driving. Right, we are at Toby's, which is all about mussels, evidently. There we go, seaside view. So we're at a restaurant on the waterfront here and doing a little impromptu photo shoot right on the beach. So you want me to move the lid? The specialty here is this bowl of mussels with garlic bread, which you can also get in a curry version. Our itinerary is pretty packed, so now we gotta rush to find the place before it's closed. And it's right on the pier, actually. It's a really nice one, so we don't want to miss this one. And the salty mug.
It was at 2 o'clock, less than 10 minutes.
Yeah, we have less than 10 minutes to reach this coffee shop. And you see in this bay that this is in, has had orca visiting pretty often recently. We know that for whales, at least, preservation has been really successful. I guess in the 70s, whales were the poster child of preservation. Here is our destination. Hopefully, it's still open. Is it closed? Oh, well, it's not open at all this week.
Okay. Well, that's a bummer.
All right, well.
Alright, well, we tried.
Some destinations on our list were actually not doable. Here's the big Puget Sound map. It goes all the way into Canada. Ooh, a whale car skeleton here. So I think we're going into the bakery and coffee area. They appear open, yeah. Pilates. Is there anti-Pilates here? They like bison lattes. Okay, now we check out the wine shop hanging over the sea. It's a very nice one. Hi.
We're just there.
Yeah. Here we go, Washington State. This is down by the river. And I guess it's actually almost a secret that Whidbey here in the West makes wine.
Yeah.
We're near the roadside market on Penn Cove, and we're checking out the local produce. Family farm. So it's a family farm, Three Sisters, and it also has a market. Here are the Three Sisters. This was a really cool market. It turns out everything inside almost is local, and it turns out Whidbey is a place where you can quite easily eat local and very high quality goods. This whole cove that we're on is full of mussels farms. We just hit some of that earlier, and there's a lot of meats and cheese and wines and pies and many things that are just locally made. And it's a good place if you were into that, if you wanted to eat food from right where you are. And the prices are actually better than Seattle, so if you're in Seattle, you can just step out of your normal space and get off just at the mainland and onto this island, and you can have this different experience with really good food as well. Cheaper, and you can get your ingredients right from the source. It's really good. Alright, we're at Deception Pass, a very popular stop here. It is normally very windy, but right now it seems to be calm. We're gonna venture out onto the bridge and do some shooting. One of Washington's most popular bridges.
I think maybe I'll just go midway out. I think the better shots are gonna be right.
Yeah, we'll go down there too. I'm not sure what gives the name Deception Pass, but there are a lot of whirlpools when you look down, always here. You can see what a bridge looks like from the bottom. Trails go from here all around, but we don't have time before sunset to do a hike. That's a better thing done in the summer. So we're just venturing here on the fringe. I am curious whether we can get any sunset colors tonight. So here we are, Deception Pass, right before sunset in January. It's not very cold, but it is getting pretty dark these days. The trail ahead of me goes right down to the beach. I don't think I'll be going to the beach, but we're trying to tell whether there's going to be sunset colors tonight or the sun is going to be just completely hidden by the clouds. I tend to think the latter, because if you look forward where I'm seeing right now, I'll show you in a second, the lower part of the sky is completely covered and it's really thick. So this looks like a really good sunset spot right here if you don't want to go all the way down. And the forest itself is pretty dark, we can't film anything there. Found a spot for the rest of the night, or whatever daylight we have left, which is just before sunset, and we're doing a little time lapse with the GoPro to see how that performs. Here's the GoPro simply resting on a rock doing its time lapse mode. I would have done it with the Osmo, but Osmo hasn't released their mount, or at least I don't have one yet because they're still making them. So we can't get a time lapse with the Osmo right now.